Hello and welcome back to another YouTube, another video, another morning, not even morning, just rambling warm-up session. And we're using this multi-pen that I bought over the holiday. There's not really too much to say about it. Within the time between this video and whenever, I went to Dave and Buster's for the first time with some family, and that was pretty cool. Pretty fun little time. I enjoyed going to one because I always see it in like YouTube videos, but I've never really like gone to Dave and Buster's myself, and that was my first time going. So it was a decent experience. It was very crowded, and they had they didn't have very many claw machines, which was very disheartening, but still had a relatively good time. But that was that. I'm looking into getting a messenger bag to carry my art supplies in, and the internet is not being helpful, but I'm assuming by the time this video is uploaded I will have one, or I'll be ordering one today within this time frame. So that's cool. Still watching the 4400 and Twilight Zone, and what I will say is we just missed a massive boat. We just look at the boat. It's like a barge, right, or something. I don't know, but still watching the Twilight Zone. Still watching the 4400, and I think a lot of the episodes of the Twilight Zone that you think are like a certain season, like I thought a lot of the episodes were like season 1. A lot of those episodes are not season 1, but somehow they look older than the first season, which doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, how do those episodes look older than the original like episodes, And there are some good ones. Like I can't remember like every single one, but I did like the Mr. Dingle episode where they gave him super strength. One thing I do notice in the Twilight Zone, the original one, is that they have an obsession with dancers. And I say dancers, I mean, the adult dancer. They have an obsession with strippers. And, I understand why, but it is also like relatively pretty funny to consider the idea of what they're always engaged in when it comes to that. They're like, they really love their strippers, which is humoristic. There was one episode that I never really like paid attention to. I think it was called 22, with the adult dancer woman, and she was in the hospital because she kept having like a dream, and it was about like a morgue or something like that, and this guest star was trying to figure out what the dream meant, and essentially she got out and she's supposed to be flying back to somewhere or something, and the dream was happening in the airport, and she got spooked so bad that she got off the plane, and the plane's going down the runway, and then it blows up. And I guess that's what the dream was. The dream was a premonition of the plane going kaput in Zarski. So that was interesting how that worked out. And I never really paid attention to that episode before. Like I didn't watch it. There's certain episodes where the visual is like really weird. Like it's like double speed or something, like 60 FPS or something. And I don't like those episodes because they just look like weird. Um, Another good episode that I paid attention to this time was I'm trying to think of it. No, I mean I paid attention to the ones that I like the most. You know, like Obsolete Man, which is a really cool one. Um, I really do think though that they should stop trying to I wish that they wouldn't have reused the same actor so much, because it kind of makes it like weird when you see like one guy is doing like one thing, and then another guy, and then in another one he's like doing a similar thing but as a different character, and it's like, bro, like these are not the same universe, but you're like doing that. And I guess it was like either they were like big time celebrities, or they were like, you know, on the payroll at CBS or wherever the heck. And I think that that's pretty funny, because just like, oh yeah, like we can only get these individuals because they're on the payroll already, and we just keep getting the same ones. Also, I noticed that like a lot of the actors are really old, like not really old, but like old by like, you know, standards of whatever. Like they used to use like, you know, dudes in their like 50s and stuff, and you know, late 30s and all that stuff. Like they were real what do you call it, not wasteful with their talent back then. They were like, you know, we get it, you're old, we're gonna use you in this episode and that episode and this other episode. I feel like today, like, you know, everybody's always like, oh, you like age out of something, or you're like um too old. And I think that that's pretty funny. But you know, you have some pretty good ones. Obviously, more recently, one of my favorites was the characters search for an exit. I really like that episode. I like the episode where the aliens, where they like go to another planet and they gotta fight the woman, and she's like a giant. I like that one. Um, I do like the one with the bomb shelter. I think that one is pretty cool. Um, there's just so many that are pretty unique, pretty special, and I think that it is pretty sick how a lot of those like ideas and stuff, you know, uh, maintain themselves. You know, even though like a lot of the like stuff with the Twilight Zone was product of the time due to like, you know, Cold War and all the other stuff, and they were like trying to like make statements about general anxiety and the human condition, all that stuff. But it's it's funny how that turned out, because you know, a lot of it is still relevant today. I don't really like the Civil War episodes. I feel like there was too many of them, like back to back at one point. I felt like there was just too many of those. Um, the episode came on where the guy got transported into the future from like 1930 something, and he had with like the helmet, and it was interesting, right? Like I didn't want to watch it, to be honest. Like when it came on, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a silent film, and then I forgot about the second part where he gets transported to the future, and in the future there's sound and audio, so it's like a funny little episode. It's like it goes from no audio to audio, and I think that that is a bit funny, because when the audio comes on, it changes the dynamic of the episode, but it still has like that uh, silent film slapstick timing, which makes it really funny as well. And yeah, I think the current episode I'm watching now is another one that I really enjoy, which is the old lady in death. Like, she's afraid to die, and she opens the door for death, but she doesn't know that because she thinks that it's like a nice guy, and he's gonna usher her to the next world. One episode that I'm gonna jump back. These are not in order, by the way. Is the one with the little boy Billy, and the grandmother gives him like a telephone, and she's talking to him from the grave. And that episode is really like freaky. It's like a freaky episode. And later on, they used the same actor that played Billy in that episode to be the other kid in the episode where he's the telekinetic, where he's a reality bender. And I think that that's funny as well. Like, you know, he's like this little kid who's like real innocent, and then the other episode he's like a bully essentially. Like, he's like bullying everybody, and it's funny. It's funny how that happens, but they just keep reusing the same guys over and over again. You know, they reuse the same actors. The pool episode is pretty funny because it's like, you know, it's a crazy ending, in my opinion. The atomic bomb episode where they get into the ship, that's also a interesting one. The mannequin episode is very interesting as well. I'm trying to remember all the ones that I've seen so far, but it's hard to remember. I should be writing them down. You know, write them down, write a brief little synopsis, and read them back during this period of time or something. You know, so that we could catch up on the same page, give you some information, kick it with you. And unfortunately, I was going to, before I got ready to go out to come film, I was going to look into the Call of Duty thing. I'm going to look into it today for sure, 100%. The next, and like in a few videos from this one, there will be an answer on whether or not if it was really live commentary or if it was post commentary lauded as live commentary. So we will see. We will put our money where our mouth is. And I still have not been able to find a Newsboy paper cap, oversized, that looks good. You know, it feels like I'm just like waiting for something to happen with that hat, like something to happen for it to appear. But I will probably most likely be getting a messenger bag soon, and I also need some like gray markers, but we will see when that happens. You know, we will see. I think we're warmed up. Also, this pen is really good. Like, I haven't gotten to use it, but the ink feels really good. I mean, it's a little like, it's a little toothy on this paper, like, and I think it's like scraping. It's like building up. It's a little toothy, but I guess if you hold it up right, it's better. Yeah, but yeah, it was like building up on the tip. But anyway, thank you if you made it this far in the video, and hopefully you like, comment, subscribe, and I will lift the camera up to show you the full page. We have done just a warm-up, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.